Hello, my name is Inge Ecker. I'm here in Israel for the first time of my life. 3 days here so far, already love it, and I feel very honored to be here and to sit here together with Lea today, who is the director of the Mashmaut Center here in Israel. So we are very honored to be here with you. And actually, for this interview, and Daniel is sitting here right next to me, he invited me through Zeugen mit Zeitzeugen here to do this interview with you and to ask you a couple of questions. And if it's fine for you, I would just start with the first one, or maybe you want to give a short introduction and talk a little bit about who you are and what Mashmaut Center is about.
Okay, welcome. We are very happy to have you here, and we are always happy to work with the Zeugen der Zeitzeugen. Yes, I would be very happy to introduce myself and the center. I am Dr. Lea Ganor, and I am director and the founder of the Mashmaut Center, which is located in Kiryat Motzkin in the north part of Israel between Haifa and Akko. The Mashmaut Center, I initiated center 29 years ago with the collaboration of the municipality of Kiryat Motzkin and Ministry of Education. The center deals with several subjects that included in the name of the center, which is Mashmaut. Mashmaut in Hebrew, it's meaning. When you translate it to English, it's meaning. And it's also for us acronym of the subject that we deal with. It's heritage, Holocaust, tradition, values, and rebirth. When you take the letters in Hebrew, you get the word Mashmaut, which is meaning, but when you get the subject of heritage, Holocaust, tradition, values, and rebirth of the state of Israel, and you combine them together, you get the meaning of our being in the state of Israel. So this is includes the name of the center includes all our belief and our goals. We give here in the center seminars, workshops. We work with different kinds of population. We work with youngsters, with pupils, with students from universities. We work with adults, with teachers. We work with the community, and also with the IDF, Israeli Defense Forces, with soldiers and commanders. And we work with lots of groups from abroad. And we have connections with organizations abroad, in Germany as der Zeugen der Zeitzeugen, and also we work with organizations and museums in Poland, and also with partnership between cities, between the cities of Kiryat Motzkin and the partnership cities Kiryat Motzkin in Poland and in Germany too.
I think already the name and the acronym shows the very uniqueness of this place here and of this organization here. So you explained it to me a little bit earlier as well, and it really gave me goosebumps. And yeah, I think it's a really great name you came up with for this institution, which really fits so well. Maybe my first question is a very personal one, because you also mentioned Poland, and on the website of the Mashmaut Center I read that actually your parents, they were Holocaust survivors and then migrated to Israel in the 1950s. So how did that affect you as a second generation survivor, and which impact do you think did that have on the Mashmaut Center and its purpose?
Yes, I am second generation. My parents were children during the Holocaust. Both of my parents were born in Poland. And when I analyze in perspective of years, of course, my biography affected on what I'm doing here in the Mashmaut Center. But you know, when you're young, you don't feel it so but only when you get older and more mature, you can see how it is connected. We appreciate very much if there is a possibility to help us with donations.
And I think this is not only important for Israeli people, but it's globally important, just looking at what is going on right now in the world. So what you do has so much impact on the communities you meet, on the people you meet. So also just to spread this world out there, this is just a wonderful organization, and they really require some donations to continue the work. Maybe what we just talked about to get back to this topic. So looking back at 75 years of Israel now, and especially on the religious, political, and cultural matters. So what do you think, how will the Mashmaut Center continue to educate especially young generations And also we had this topic already, so with time passing, there will be less and less Holocaust survivors who will be able to share the stories. So do you think in the future it will be more difficult to especially reach young generations? So what is the plan for the future?
Yes, we think that we will have many challenges because now our work involves the Holocaust survivors themselves. They meet the young generation meet them and can ask questions, and when you see the person, it's the most important, and to touch the person and to see that all he speaks from his bottom of his heart. For the future, we are preparing many programs. We already had a chance to do it during COVID time. By Zoom, we teach, we develop special very interesting and very powerful programs that make a very good impact on the young generation. And all the efforts are invested in this. We are filming Holocaust survivors, and the big challenge is to take an interview of 3-4 hours and to make it very friendly in 2.5 minutes, because the young generation is very speedy today, and in 2.5 minutes we give the whole story of the Holocaust survivor with pictures and films together. So from our experience, we see how it goes good, and the young generation likes to see it and learns a lot from those films. So this is also a need for us to make more and more films. So if we will have more donations, so we can film and we can make it short films for 2.5 minutes. We develop the virtual programs that can connect many youngsters all over the world. We have Zoom lessons together with youngsters from different countries. We give seminars in different languages. So I think this is the way that we can be connected to the world. And what our goals is to connect people, to connect people and to make bridges between people. Because what happened in the Holocaust, in my opinion, is not only the biggest tragedy for the Jewish people, but it's also the most big tragedy for humanity. And if it happened once, nobody is sure that it will not happen again. And we try to educate and to give good example, to be good people, to be kind, to be tolerant, no matter what is your color, no matter what is religion, what is your gender. We have to be good people, one to each other. And if you look in general on people, people want connections with other people. And what brings sometimes hatred between people is that they don't know each other. And we in our work emphasize breaking stereotypes. And when we meet people, and when we have exchanges, and when we host people, when you host a guest from another country, you open your house, you open your heart. And then it's amazing how much they get acquaintance and they got friends. And some people, they have friends all over the world because of those programs of exchanges, of talks, of seminars together, trips together. So sky is not the limit.
The topic you mentioned earlier about stereotypes, and that you invite people to come here to really show them what Israel is really about, to really get to introduce them to the Holocaust survivors, ask the questions and get in touch with them. But you also do a lot of international travel, right? So you have been to Poland recently, and that was a very emotional trip as well. Do you want to share some stories about that?
Yes, this was, I think, one of the biggest projects in my life, because we worked in Mashmaut for 1 year. This was a joint project with the Warsaw Ghetto Museum in Warsaw, to establish a special project, a joint project, which youngsters from Israel and from Poland will meet together, will come to the both countries, will travel, and they will make rehearsal together, and they perform together in the main ceremony that will commemorate 80 years anniversary of the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising. So the first step was that the group from Poland came to Kiryat Motzkin, and we hosted them something like 5 or 6 days. And we traveled with them, with the young people from Israel, from Kiryat Motzkin. We traveled over Israel. We had workshops here together about the Holocaust. They met Holocaust survivors, and they talked about breaking stereotype in both countries. And in the last day, they had a joint performance here in Kiryat Motzkin. And next step was our group, singing group, the young people, and the delegation from the mayor went with me and my team to Poland, to the main ceremony, and both groups, singing groups, performed for the first time. It's a very historical moment that a group from Israel and a choir from Poland singing together the song about the partisans in 3 languages. It was in Polish, in Yiddish, which is a Jewish language, and in Hebrew, in front of 3 presidents: the president of Poland, of Germany, and Israel. Always, when I'm looking about what Ben-Gurion wrote, who was the first prime minister of the state of Israel, he said, history is not written, history is made.
And it's felt.
Yes.
And you really made people feel history there.
Yes, that's what I think.
Isn't this?
I hope.
No, I'm sure about that. And isn't that just a wonderful result of all the effort you put into your work every day? And especially with the connection and the story you told me about your father coming there to the synagogue and singing there, and then you came there with all those group of people and you sang the songs in different languages, and you really bridged this gap between generations, between countries and people. And I just think this is one of the most wonderful stories I've heard recently. That's just so amazing. You can be very proud of yourself.